Hi, my name is Warda Shahrazad, and I would like to offer you today some advice and some information on how to go from advanced belly dancer to professional. So, are you an advanced dancer who would like to go to professional? Let's talk about it a little. So, first of all, I want you to drop the idea of being perfect and just start to understand that the first thing you have to do is dance at every opportunity. Because to go professional, you need a higher level of skill. And I like to say that the only real practice is performance, okay? So that's the first thing you'll want to do. Go to every hafla, meet as many people as you can, and gain as much knowledge as you can. There are a lot of free resources, and you are welcome to use them. They are all over YouTube and many other places. This is Princess. Hello, Princess. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about, let me see my notes. Is confidence. So to go to from advanced to professional, you really need to be very confident. So I always like to say, first I'll make you comfortable, then I'll make you confident, and then we'll make you dangerous. All right, so let's talk about that a little more. You're going to notice that there's different levels of professional. The three I'm going to talk about today are doing gigs or paid events in restaurants and hookah bars. So we're talking about an Arabic audience. It could be a stage event. For example, here in Phoenix, we have Arabian Nights in the casino, but it's still for an Arabic audience. So most of the things from restaurant and hookah will apply. Now, the next thing would be is if you prefer corporate gigs. Gigs, we mean shows. So that's different because corporate events tend to be for the general public, which they don't have specialized knowledge in Arabic dance, and the criteria is a little different. So that's two categories. You have your Arabic audience or your corporate show. Okay, the third one I'll talk about, it's festivals. So to get into festivals. Now, to get into festivals, it's different than being in a restaurant or even a corporate show. That's the harder one to attain. Why? Because to be in a festival hired as a performer or a teacher, the producer of the festival has to be able to put your name on the flyer or the marquee, and people pay money to see you. Whereas when you're in a restaurant or hookah bar or even a corporate event, they didn't come expressly to see the belly dancer, okay? And so there's a different level of expertise required to get to the festival. So let's just start at the lower levels, which would be more like restaurant and corporate. All right, first of all, I want to say there's a place you can sign up to get gigs. It's called Gig Salad, G-I-G space S-A-L-A-D, and I'm sure it's not the only one. But the point is that with Gig Salad, you can sign up for free or you can get a paid account, your choice, and they will send you gigs in the area, wherever you're located. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, but anywhere in the United States, this works, okay? Also, many places, for example, big cities like New York and Los Angeles, they have belly dancers that started their own entertainment companies, and you can contact them for work. So there's lots of different entertainment agencies out there. I highly advise it because people don't know where to look for a belly dancer. So if there's someone already in business for 10, 15 years or more, they're going to go there first. That's what's going to show up on Google. So you'll get a lot more gigs that way. All right. I know that in Las Vegas, there's a $300 minimum for private parties. So let's say you sign up for gig salad, and you're going to put your price around $300. That's pretty high if you're just starting out. If the client messages you and wants to negotiate, you do have a choice to negotiate with them for a lower price. But I urge you to keep your prices high, because if you drop them low, everybody in the area will need to go lower and will race each other to the bottom. And I'm sure you don't want that. So $300 is very good for a corporate show. When you're doing restaurants and hookah bars, it's more like $100. Try not to ever go below $100. And actually, that's Arizona prices. In LA, it's a little higher. It's more like $200. And the really good dancers charge $300. And of course, there for a private party, they're charging more than $300 in some cases. Again, it depends on your client's budget. If it's a retirement party for a 65-year-old fella and his wife is paying for it and they don't have a lot of money, sure, you can negotiate. Nursing homes are really good. You get a lot of business with them. That's a great place to start because they're not super picky. They're very happy to have you there interacting with them, and that's going to be the main thing, your ability to interact with the audience. So let's backtrack now and start with hookah bars and restaurants. All right, hookah bars and restaurants, you need somewhat of a high energy show, especially if the audience is Arabic. So let's talk about how to do a playlist for a restaurant or hookah bar. I had many hookah bar owners and restaurant owners tell me they only wanted to hire my dancers because my dancers really knew how to do a show. Well, what does that mean? A real show has a specific structure. So the first song, your entrance, should be a méjancé. That's a special song written for a dancer to enter on. It's fast-paced, it has many rhythmic changes, and it takes a lot of skill, and it's there to spread the energy throughout the room and get to know each other. It's like your business card for your dancing. Now, let's say you don't have a méjancé and you haven't prepared all that. Any fast-paced song could be okay when you're first starting out, but it should be fast-paced, upbeat. If it has words, you need to know the words, and you need to know that it's positive meaning, okay? So if you can't do a méjancé, you could do something like that. Later, when I do the class again in the studio, I'll play you some examples of common méjancés. You can go to Spotify or YouTube. There's the search engine, and put in songs that every belly dancer should know. And on there will be a few méjancés. Usually Nelly is a very famous one, or Princess of Cairo, or Set El Hosson is a big one. I would say if you're just starting out, perhaps you can use music by Dr. Sami Farhad or music by Amir Sofi. These Americans are very good for American audience or for Americans who are new to belly dance. Once you get more advanced, you can use music made in Cairo, which will have a lot more accents. It'll be more fast-paced, okay? So your second song can be something slow. Here's where you really want to connect with the audience and show them who you are specifically. So if you're someone who loves classics, your second song can be a classic. I would suggest a classic Shabi rather than classic like Kulthum, because again, the audience is just there to have fun, and Kulthum is more difficult, or classics are more difficult. So you could just do a Shabi song that starts out slow and gets fast at the end. If you know how to do American fantasy, this is a good time to pull out the sword, or fan veils, or something along these lines, so that you can do something a little slower. Because remember, your entrance song was very fast-paced. Your second song is slower. Now remember, you're going to do 15 minutes to half an hour, depending on what you negotiated with the owner. If in doubt, do 20 minutes. So your third song should be an upbeat pop song, modern. Put that in there and go around, and this is where you just interact with the audience. Always get the ladies up to dance. If the men get up to dance too, that's fine. If they start to approach you, you can kind of go, you know, and back away, because you might not be comfortable taking tips in your costume, etc. And they know when they see that, and they'll just throw the money in the air. We're still talking about Arabic places or restaurants. If they're Arabs, they know not to put the money on you unless you're okay with it. If they're American, they might try to put the money in your belt or your bra, whatever you're okay with, you can direct them to that. Thank you, Princess, for always keeping it interesting. Okay, so that's Restaurant and Hookah's 3 songs. You need 1 more. That's a minimum. You're going to end with a drum solo of some kind. Any drum solo is fine. People, especially American audiences, love drum solos. Now, that'll get you through a 15-minute set. Those 4 songs, they're short. Please don't talk about how many songs are you going to pay me for. There's only one kind of dancer that does that, and it's not a belly dancer. So just stick with, do you want a 15-minute show, a 20-minute show, or a 30-minute show for $100? Okay? So now you're going to, if you need more and you're pretty advanced, you'd follow the same format of Bellydancer, a slower song, your style, showing your unique style, whatever you're good at, whether it's shabby or sword or what have you, then a pop song, and then instead of going straight to the drum solo, you can throw in a folklore song. So if you know how to do Saidi, or if you know how to do Zagat or Zils, or if you know how to do something a bit authentic here, a bit far removed from more American style, this is the chance to do that. And then you end with the drum solo. If you have a finale that matches your Bellydancer after that, even better. That's a 20-minute set. If it's a 30-minute set, follow the exact same structure, but after the folklore, you're going to add another pop song or a shabby song, and right before the folklore, you're going to do 2 pop songs, okay? So that's your 15-minute set, your 20-minute set, or your 30-minute set. The only people who will ask for an hour is if you do a private party for Arabs, and in that case, just put a lot of, follow the general, what I said, follow the general structure, but all of it's going to be get 'em up and dance song. And sometimes they'll have a DJ, tell the DJ to play what they want, because they just want to get up and dance with you, if it's a party for Arabs, yeah, or a wedding. Same with a wedding for Arabs. You're going to go out there with your structure. If they just want you to drop the structure and get up and dance, you drop the structure and you dance with them, okay? And like I said, always get the women up to dance on your 3rd song, okay? And then after that, anytime the clients want to get up and dance with you, you're going to let them. You're going to make it part of the show. If they stay up too long, you're going to bow, clap for them, and walk away. That's how you cut them off, okay? Their time is up. All right, let's move on to corporate. Corporate shows, they will do more planning. They will tell you ahead of time how long they want, often they'll tell you what color costume they want. They might tell you they want a veil or an entrance with wings or sword. Corporate shows are very much for an American audience, and they're looking more for American fantasy. Also, where an Arabic audience might be okay with a few extra pounds, corporate usually are looking for a very thin girl who looks like a model to get up there and do Jasmine from Aladdin or Arabian Nights. Like, it's definitely a little different. It's definitely more commercial. Again, you need to have your structured show. You can use the same structure. The only thing at this point, I would do the whole show as Dr. Sami Farag or Amir Sofi music. I would do more veils, more wings. Americans aren't as comfortable at watching the actual body moves, and they will like to be able to look at fabric, okay? So whereas with Arabic audience, you give them permission to look at you by using your hands and communicating with your hands, whereas, and they're very comfortable with that, and you need to know the words. But for an American audience, honestly, it's more about showy things, gimmicks, and image. But guess what? It can pay a lot. Last corporate gig I did, we had to be there for an hour, but we got paid $500 each. Now, it was very planned out and very fussy, and for a lot of it, we were just eye candy. We were standing at the entrance, and then we were dancing through the crowds, and then finally we did a short show, and that was the end. So that would be your corporate show. Again, it's mostly image. So let's go on and talk a little bit about festivals. So festivals, they require much more knowledge, skill, and professionalism than a corporate gig or restaurant. So just as there are levels within a dance class, like beginning, intermediate, and advanced, there are levels within the professional field. So for example, a beginning professional can easily do restaurants and probably do corporate gigs. You need very good costumes for corporate gigs, and it needs to appeal to them. You need to be very good at makeup. For Arabic too, I would say that image is very important. If you go to any Arabic restaurant and stick around till the Arab crowd comes, all the women have had their hair and makeup, if not professionally done, it's completely done. It's almost like the shows that, like, what they call them, the transvestites, and they would come out with full drag gear. That's about how you have to look, okay? Whether it's for an Arabic show or a corporate show, you need to be very made up. You need to have your hair done, and you need to have your nails done. If you can't afford to have it done by someone else, do it yourself, okay? Especially pedicure with Arabs. This is so important. I can't stress it enough. All right, cool. So let's move on to the festivals. All right, to get to festival level, you must have professional pictures and professional video, okay? And to be honest, even corporate shows and even hookah bars and restaurants can benefit a lot. You'll get hired much faster, especially on Gig Salad, if you have professional photographs and video, okay? So it doesn't have to be perfect, but if you can do full hair and makeup, put on a costume, and get a professional picture, or at least have someone you know take a picture of you in full getup with a clean, clear background, it is very important. People don't want you to tell them who you are as a dancer. As a dancer, they want to see who you are. It's very much show me, don't tell me, okay? So that's why you need the video. So let's say you haven't done a restaurant yet, and you haven't done a corporate gig yet. Where do you get video? Dancers, this is where you must go to every hafla, every festival to dance as a student, to get up on the stage, to pay to dance. That paying to dance, that taking the classes is an investment in yourself. Once you have a video of yourself on a stage, especially if it's professionally filmed with a real professional camera, it's there to get you jobs. You can make $500 in one professional corporate gig, then I think taking a $90 workshop and $100 professional photo is worth it. You'll get lots of gigs from it. So if you're only thinking about how to save money and how not to spend money, which I understand, we're all really tight on money, but I'm just saying, if you can afford it, please try it. If you can't, okay, go to a hafla, have your friend video you, and have your friend take a picture of you. Done. You have what it takes. Okay? So now as you move into the, like I said, the festival level, it's very important to go to festivals. Nobody's going to hear of you and hire you if you haven't been to any festivals, because this is a more national or international crowd. Okay? So you going to the hookah bar and being seen by local people will not get you to the advanced level of professional. So I'm going to rank out the paid professional jobs in the same way that we do with a dance class. Dance class, we have beginning, intermediate, and advanced. In professional level dancing, we have beginning, that's restaurants and hookah bars. Middle could be like casino show or corporate. And advanced is dancing in the festivals as a paid dancer. So to get to the paid dancer stage, you must start out just going to the festivals. I can tell you every paid festival I ever danced at, I had gone there previously, they had seen what I can do, and they had seen me explain things to my students or perform in the gala, and that's how I got paid shows and paid chances to teach workshops in Las Vegas, in Japan, and in Mexico. So I guess within the festival ranking, you could rank again, beginning professional, middle professional, advanced professional. Advanced professionals are making $3,000 to $6,000 for every festival they go to. They're getting paid that $3,000 to $6,000 depending on how high they are, or even $8,000 if we're talking Rhonda Kamal or Dina. They're getting paid to teach the workshops and do the show, so yeah. But trust me, they put in the work to get there. I have never really understood that people don't realize how much knowledge and how much skill the top dancers really have. And the longer you dance, the more you really see that, okay? So, but there is an audience for everyone. If you are not the super thin, modelly type, getting hired for corporate shows, that does not mean you can't dance in festivals and get hired in festivals, because festivals are interested in art. If you bring something special to the stage, your weight does not matter. Your look, as long as you have your own unique style, is what's going to help you. Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's move on now. At either of those levels, you really need a unique style, but especially as you get higher to the top. Interestingly enough, I would say even at the bottom, at the beginning levels of professional, like hookah bar or restaurant, you absolutely need your own style, especially with an Arabic audience. They really demand that. It's a very important part of their culture. It's important in that you as a woman are the archetype of feminine beauty, and that you have your own personality and that nobody moves you. You have to have immovable confidence. Whereas corporate, they want you to fit their view, their idea, their plan for what they're providing their clients. And usually they want something very polished because you're representing their company or their company party. So corporate's going to be more cookie cutter, it really is. Again, when you get back up to the levels of festival, it's all about being something special. Having something special that you bring to the audience that people want. So here's where it's super important that you have your own style. It's not super important that you have a perfect polished image. Of course it helps, and you do have to have an image. I would also say, if you're not sure if you have an image yet, ask yourself this. If a kid wanted to dress up as my performing artist image, would they be able to create a costume on that? So if you think about every great entertainer or belly dancer or even an actress or an actor, they have a look that's so specific, or a singer, especially singers, pop singers. They have a look that's so specific. Somebody could dress up like them as a Halloween costume and people would recognize them, okay? So that's what I'm telling you. You have to have an image that is that unique. If your image is that unique, you can pass up all that stuff about being a perfect model and all that, and you can have something special and unique that you bring that people will pay you for. Because if they put your name on the marquee and the girls say, oh, I love her, there's something about her that I really connect with, they'll come take the class, they'll come see the performance. So forget about perfection, just get on the floor and do some practice, and the only real practice is performance, okay? So those are 3 levels. When you get to the festival, what's your playlist look like? They're not going to give you a whole 15 minutes to half an hour, much less an hour, no way. Not unless you're a very top star. Again, you're going to want to think about this. If you're going to a festival and you want to be taken seriously as an Oriental dance artist, especially I say Oriental meaning Arabic or Egyptian, then you're going to need to know what are méjansés, what are classic songs, what are shabi songs, what are pop songs, what are the different rhythms, what are all the words. You need complete knowledge of all of that. Now, if you want to get in and teach fusion, remember fusion isn't just do whatever you want. If you're doing Indian Arabic fusion, you need to know both the structure and culture of India and the structure and culture of Arabic, and pick a song that fuses the two. Same is true with Spanish. Now, if you're doing something that mixes with hip hop or with some new world music, like you're doing sword, that's a little more open. I would still make sure I knew some tribal music or a little bit about those genres before I just did anything. I would definitely research. Do your due diligence in your research. Now, let me check my notes and see if I remembered everything. Okay, so how to get invited to festivals? As I touched on before, you need to go to festivals. You need to go to festivals. You need to become part of different communities. You need to meet people, and people need to remember you, both for your performance, for your great attitude, for your image. So you're going to have to invest a little before you get to the top. All right, so let's say you're already dancing in restaurants and you're already dancing in corporate shows. Does that mean you can jump right to the festivals and get paid? Absolutely not, because corporate shows and restaurants are local. As I mentioned before, they're local. You are not getting known nationally or internationally by doing them. If you post a lot of good pictures and good content, you can start that process and that'll go pretty far. But to honestly get picked up and paid, you need to do more. You need to actually get up and go. You need to actually meet people in real time and start from the bottom in the festival, because just because you've danced in a restaurant or a corporate, it is not the same level. It is not. I've done both, and I can tell you they're both great, and they both have their challenges and their joys. But to get to be paid in a festival, as I said, they need to be able to put your picture on the flyer and people sign up for you, not just because they're going to the corporate event or just because they're going to the restaurant and you happen to be there. It's different, okay? Again, the biggest thing I can say to you is dance at every opportunity, go to every hafla. If you're starting out as a professional, definitely go and start performing in restaurants. How do you get into the restaurant? Well, it's a little different than getting in a festival, but it's not that different. You're going to go to the restaurant. You're going to talk to whoever's dancing there already. You're going to ask them if they're interested in hiring you. If you have a take no prisoners attitude, you could actually go to the restaurant and you could go talk to the owner. I wouldn't really do that unless I'm coming from another city and I just moved there, or if I'm really a high-level professional who's been paid many times before, then I would say it's okay. But if you're just starting out and you go right to the owner, I guarantee whoever the head dancer is there already will find out that you went to the owner, and they probably won't like it, and they'll probably try to make it difficult for you to get in. So I actually think that could backfire. It's up to you. But I'd say if you can talk to whoever the dancers are that are already dancing at whatever place and see if you can get in that way, or again, go through an entertainment agency, that's probably your best bet. All right. I don't know. Does anybody have any questions? Hi, Anna. Hi, Alyssa. Hello, hello. Any questions, everybody? All right. Well, all I have to say then is connect with as many people as you can, make as many friends as you can, dance every chance you get, and have a lot of fun. See ya.